June is National Caribbean American Heritage Month, and what better way to celebrate it than through food and music and culture and some dancing.
And guess what? You can get all four plus so much more this Saturday night at the Latin Nights Salsa Concert Fundraiser. We've got Michael here today. He's going to give us all those details. How are you?
Great. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for coming in.
Yes, we're excited to dive into all of that. But first, Latin Nights. This is the first Latin Nights here in mid-Michigan. You're putting it on.
Right.
So what was the inspiration, kind of motivation to put something on like this?
Well, I've been performing around the area, excuse me, for about 50 some years now. I came from Cuba in the early 60s as a young boy, and I always thought that, you know, there was always a need to introduce people to the exciting, you know, the very exciting genre of Latin music. So I've been working on it for quite a while, and the last few years I thought, gosh, it'd be nice to have, there's a lot of Hispanic festivals in town, and they're great. The great Mexican community has really done a tremendous job with that. Caribbean music is a little different. I think it's a little, you know, a little exciting in its own way. And I thought it would be a great idea to see if we could start something like this. So I got together with some folks in Detroit, and that's what we've been working on now for the last, 3, 4, well, it's been almost a year now.
Almost a year, a long time coming. And you're right, there's a lot of nuances when you're coming to when you're talking about Caribbean music.
Right.
You've got salsa, you've got bachata, you've got all of that.
Exactly.
But when you talk about your Cuban heritage and culture, tell us a little bit about what it means to you.
Well, in spite of what you might hear, I think salsa music really was started in Cuba.
Yeah.
Okay, there were some back in the days of slavery and so forth. A lot of slaves came from Santo Domingo, and they went to the eastern side of Cuba, and then moved on, you know, throughout the whole island. And the combination of Spanish music and African rhythms, including the conga drums and, you know, and the bongos and all that stuff. That's what started the salsa movement. It wasn't salsa then. It was just, you know, they called it guaguancó. They called it boleros. They called it mambo. You know, all kinds of different names like that. And then in the 80s, groups like Fania All Stars started coined it the term salsa. You know, but I think the roots are still in Cuba, and if you read about it, I think you'll find that that's exactly the case.
Yeah, and this is just some of so much education that we can learn about, of course, happening on Saturday, where we can learn, embrace, and of course celebrate these cultures with Saturday Latin Nights. So what can we expect throughout the evening?
Well, throughout the evening, you're going to expect two bands. I'm bringing a group in from Ann Arbor. They're called Tumbao Bravo. It's directed by a gentleman by the name of Paul Vornhagen, who's a saxophonist and flutist. Armando Vega is a singer also from Detroit, who's a tremendous singer. He's going to be there performing for us. We're going to have a break in the middle. They start at 7 o'clock. We're going to have a break in the middle. I had more people that were going to come in. I think they kind of shied away because they weren't sure exactly what it was going to be to sell some things. But we'll have a young lady from Cuba who's going to sell. She's got candles and things to sell. I don't know if you've ever seen the Cuban truck that's parked on Cedar Street. The pink one.
Yes.
Truck. It's called Havana Delights. She'll be there catering some food.
Okay.
Pablo from Pablo's Mexican restaurant downtown. He's promised me that he's going to bring some guacamoles and some chips and salsa.
We love that.
So I got to get back with him on that.
Right, but you're bringing a huge range of the Caribbean culture right here to our mid-Michigan. So what do you hope that everybody's going to walk away with?
I am hoping that they walk away with a new perspective on what Caribbean music is. And, you know, the rest of the South America impact that it's had on the South American impact, and just a whole new view of what you know, what this is all about.
Yeah.
It's a fantastic rhythm. I mean, you can't just sit there without. You know.
You can't sit there with your arms crossed. You got to start tapping your feet. You're going to dance to it, all of it.
Yeah. So get definitely ready to start moving. Of course, all happening this Saturday. You can find out how to get tickets all on the website. Correct?
Yes.
All right.
Yes, I've posted a lot of things on Facebook. I've got a couple of flyers. If you take a picture of the QR code, it shows you how to get information on buying tickets and stuff.
Perfect.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, we got that information listed below. Plus, we'll have it online tonight. But of course, happy Caribbean American Heritage Month, and
Well,
thank you for
thank you.
doing this for us in
My
this
pleasure.
community.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you again for having me.
Yeah, so
I
next
really
time we'll have to
appreciate
get you dancing.
Yeah,
There you go.
No, I'm ready. We can do it now.
it.
All right. All right. Well, thank you so much.